Holy crap. Oh, this is gonna be good. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. So about, 20 minutes ago, Battlefield Twitter just dropped a briefing to answer some of our questions. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to take a look at some of the questions and a few things that we're going to cover. We're actually going to look at some of the maps, little things on the maps, vehicles, AI soldiers specifically, and the technical playtest, which is going to be pushed back to later this summer, or why is it going back to later this summer? And we'll talk about that. Also, crossplay. So stick around. So we've gone over specialists and everything before, but they kind of take a little bit deeper dive here. At launch, there will be a total of 10 specialists. So far, we've shown you 4 of them: Boris, Casper, Falk, and McKay. You can expect further details on the remaining 6 later this year. How do the specialist traits work? The specialty and trait of each specialist is unique to them and can't be changed. So for example, we've noticed your excitement for certain specialists using a wingsuit to navigate around the battlefield. That wingsuit is their specific specialty and cannot be used by any other specialist. Damn it! As for traits, let's take a closer look at Falk, equipped with a combat surgeon trait. Combat surgeon allows Falk to revive allies to full health. This gives her an advantage over players using squad revive, which we're bringing back to Battlefield 2042. Squad revives take longer and does not bring players back to full health. Now they go into kind of the custom loadouts and kind of how that's going to work and everything, because I know there were a lot of concerns out there where even I brought it up, and I'll admit it. This is what I wanted. I thought I was going to be a medic and I was going to have to be able to go after tanks, but that doesn't seem to be the case now. Maybe fortunately, because I think a lot of players were really worried about that. They didn't like the idea of every player having to have a RPG or a rocket just taking out vehicles left and right. You knew there were going to be some kind of balance there. Well, anyway, they talk about that. How does custom loadouts work? All specialists now have the ability to fully customize their loadout, which means you have to make a choice about your focus on the battlefield. For example, you could opt in for a guided rocket launcher effective against vehicles at mid-range, or instead you could have an anti-air rocket. Choosing a more explosive approach for your equipment slot would mean you won't be able to carry medic crate or a supply crate, and thus leaves you without health or ammo replenishing options. So choose wisely. Well, there you go. That means that they already had a way of balancing this thing. I'm glad they're answering some of these questions because a lot of people were kind of concerned about it. I thought they were taking the reins completely off and just letting people just go ape mad, but apparently not. So they're kind of reining things back in, letting us know, like, look, you can go crazy. We're just not going to let you go that crazy. So they're gonna tone it down a little bit here. And that's fine. Can squads use any combination of specialists? In Battlefield 2042, a squad will consist of a maximum of 4 players. In Conquest Breakthrough, squads can contain more than one unique specialist. I didn't know that was going to be a problem, so I'm curious. Now, if that is them bringing this up, I'm wondering if that is something that they're going to be doing in Hazard Zone, where they're locking you into one. That game mode has gotten me more interested now than ever. Oh, here's a good one. How can you differentiate between specialists on your own team and enemy team? The series icon highlights your team blue and squad green will make their return and also help you differentiate between a friendly combatant and an enemy. There are also other options and systems we're still testing that will assist you in distinguishing enemy players on the field. One last note on customization, there will be plenty of options available to you in the form of skins, which can alter your appearance and allow you to choose how you would like your specialist to stand out on the battlefield. The same 2 specialists can look vastly different when wearing different skins. Is Ranger a trait or a specialty? I'm assuming Ranger is the robot dog here? So we can confirm Ranger is neither a specialty nor trait and won't be unique to any specialist. Instead, everybody has the opportunity to call them in. Oh, goodness gracious. Everybody has the opportunity to call them in need of support. However, when you make that choice, you are choosing Ranger over other options available within the call-in system. There is, of course, also a limitation on the amount of Rangers available at any given time. Once safely on the ground, the Ranger will follow you and protect you, even put their life above your own. Yeah, they're damn robots. You'll also be able to issue orders such as scouting a location, having them return to you, follow you, and if the situation becomes dire, you can also command Ranger to self-destruct. This gives you several new interesting tactical options. Do you send the Ranger into line of fire or maybe as a decoy. Yeah, the Ranger can do what I used to do, just run in there all elbows and fingernails and tell them where the enemy's at. Now I can just send the Ranger in. Perfect. Your choices are critical, as Ranger is a light unit designed for infantry combat, but can easily be knocked out by enemy fire, explosives, EMP, and yes, before you ask, you can place C5 explosives on Ranger and send them into an enemy squad. Oh, I know what everybody's doing the first day. So now we're getting into some of the aspects of the map. And one of the questions that popped up that I thought was interesting was, can you fight on every floor of a skyscraper? No. No, you will not be able to play on every level of the skyscraper, but you can expect lobby and rooftop combat, which can be accessible via elevator, zip line. So yeah, basically what we saw in the trailer. You can fight in the lobby, you go all the way up to the top like you did in Battlefield 4. There you go. That's about it. As fighting on all levels of a skyscraper would be an entire map of its own. Yeah, I can see that. They're trying to keep you somewhat kind of, funneled in. I get it. I understand. Will there be more maps? At Reveal, we talked about the 7 maps of our all-out warfare experience and the addition of future maps through our live service, but that's not all we have to share about maps. Be sure to tune in on EA Play. Oh, God. Be sure to tune in to EA Play Live on July 22nd as we dive into the experience created by our Ripple Effect team, formerly known as DICE LA. Now on to vehicles. Vehicles are more easily available and more squad focused than ever before. We looked at how we can both balance out the scale between vehicle and infantry play and create an anchor point for conflict. So how does the vehicle call-in system work? Well, you can still spawn directly into vehicles from a deploy screen. One other important change we've made to accommodate the increased map scale is to make it possible for you to call in vehicles when and where you need them. The vehicle call-in system can be accessed via a tablet interface and is available to all players, no matter which specialist you are playing. There are a few other things to keep in mind. Use of the call-in system is dependent on map, mode, and will have a specific budget assigned to them. You still spawn into air vehicles such as aircraft and helicopters from deploy screen. Once you've called in a vehicle, you will incur a cooldown so everyone has a fair chance to call in support. More on vehicles. Do factions have their own vehicles? Yes, the iconic vehicles you've come to know and love will still be faction specific. The NOPATS task force that you follow in Battlefield 2042 will team up with either Russia or the US depending on their location in the world. This means that you'll get to utilize either the iconic Russia or US hardware as you go into battle. As an example for tanks, Russia will get to play with the T-28 versus the M1A5 on the US side. You can also still expect to encounter vehicles that anyone can play with, such as the MD-54 Nightbird helicopter or the EBAA Wildcat heavy ground vehicle. Will there be Navy vehicles and sea warfare? No, probably not. They also talk a little bit about naval vehicles and sea warfare, and as of right now, there is none of that in Battlefield 2042, but that doesn't mean that there won't be. So they just ask that you keep letting them know what you want. So maybe there will be down the line. I don't know. And now we're going to jump into looking at the AI soldiers in Battlefield 2042. And really the big thing is that you're not going to be able to turn them off. That's one of the questions that come up. Can you turn them off? No. They're always going to be available. They're not going to be always there because there's only going to be a limited number. Like they're not going to be more than 64 players in the 128 player game modes. And they're there just to take up some space until that server gets full. You cannot play offline either. That's not something you're going to be able to do. You have to play online. Even if you're in solo mode, you'll have to be online. So that answered that question. And yeah, there we go. Now, I thought this was interesting. So how will AI soldiers actually play on the battlefield? This has been a little bit of concern because I didn't know if they were going to play difficult and how would you be able to spot them? And I don't think they've answered this question yet, but listen to this. AI soldiers are intended to play the game like how you would play it yourself. However, they are not designed to be specialists and cannot use traits or specialties. You will see them undergo certain tasks such as using the vehicle call-in system and engaging with vehicles or capturing objectives. Whilst they can't use the wingsuit, they do have the intelligence to decide either engaging you via enemy fire, flanking, throwing grenades, or even reviving a downed squad mate. Technical playlist. Now, this kind of sounds like the CTE, the community test environment, but it's not the same thing. This isn't the same thing, I don't think, but it's kind of like that. First and foremost, if you're wanting to join the community test environment, or the technical playlist, there is a link in the description down below. You need to fill that out. So if you want to be a part of that and you have that time available in those certain dates, do it. It's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to fill all that stuff out. I did it, and yeah, just so if you're interested in being a part of the technical playlist, this is how they choose at random how they're going to bring people in. Check it out. Let me know what you think down below if that's something that you're interested in doing, because I'm curious. I went ahead and filled mine out, so let me know what you're going to do. The big thing that I'm really interested in, because I scrolled through this when I first saw it, all I wanted to know was crossplay. And ladies and gentlemen, we got them. We got crossplay. One of our most frequently asked questions is about crossplay. We can confirm it's a function that we're looking to build and test for Battlefield 2042. To accommodate that, we've made the decision to move the technical playlist to later this summer, so we'll have the opportunity to test the crossplay functionality. This means a few thousand participants will join us to help us test some of our new features and functionality that we're building from the ground up for Battlefield 2042. Do keep in mind that the technical playlist is purposefully not intended to be the full experience you'll see in the open beta or at launch. It is a development-led environment with only a subset of features focused on the technical performance. And again, you can join via the EA playtesting profile if you don't already have one. Go in there and fill all that out. Testing crossplay during technical playlist. We'll test a subset of crossplay functionality during the technical playtest. This means during the test, PC, Xbox Series X, S, and PlayStation 5 consoles will be able to test play together. Crossplay in Battlefield 2042 beyond the technical playtest, we are still building crossplay functionality, and the first opportunity for us to test it with a wider invite-only group will be within the technical playtest. Right now, we'd like to give you an understanding of what we're looking to achieve as final functionality beyond the technical playlist. So here's an overview of what you can expect that to look like. PC, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5 console. PC and console can opt out from playing together. Nice. That means they're giving us an on-off switch to if you're wanting to play with PC players or vice versa. There you go. It just says PC and consoles can opt out from playing together. I'm not sure if that means that we can opt out from playing from Xbox or PlayStation only. I don't know what that means, but sounds good in theory. Alongside crossplay, we're also building cross-progression and cross-commerce for Battlefield 2042, which will be shared across all platforms and travel with you wherever you go. For example, your unlocked progress and purchases in your PlayStation copy of the game will carry over into Xbox or PC versions and vice versa. So there you go. That is what I'm the most excited about when it comes to Battlefield 2042 in this news, is that it finally happened. It's not 100%. I don't know if it's there, but this is what they have. They have a goal in mind, and so hopefully by the time the game comes out, we'll have cross-platform. And not just cross-platform, we're going to have cross-progression and cross-commerce. That's pretty damn cool if you ask me. So I'm looking forward to it. I know we're going to be talking more about this tomorrow in the stream. So I stream every Tuesday and Thursday from 2 p.m. Eastern time, sometimes till about 5 o'clock. So come by and check us out. Community's been growing. We get into some really weird conversations, and I try to play Battlefield using a mouse and keyboard because that's a thing now. Yeah, I've always been one of those guys who uses a controller on PC. You've probably seen a video or two. But anyway, yeah, come check us out. If you like the video, do me a huge favor, hit the like button. It would be a big help for the channel, and I'd greatly appreciate it. So, all right, guys, well, that's about it for me. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, bye for now.